Oh, well, go on, guys. Just ignore my appearance, cause pretty in our real life. Amen. Amen.
Are you on FaceTime?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's the problem?
So you're gonna be on FaceTime while you're recording your podcast?
He's gonna go work out. No, if he
All
hears me,
right.
he hears me.
Okay. That's your relationship, your business, not mine.
Alrighty then. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast with Miss Rude Gal herself,
No.
Miss Eleonora.
You're no
Welcome to the
about.
podcast.
No, but more, no, I should take so long for intro to intro.
Because I was just stunned.
She was too stunned to speak. Wow, guys, this is odd.
I am your host. I hope I'm still your
I
host.
hope so.
Cheyenne Shante.
And it's your girl, Eleonora. You know the vibes, baby.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
We're gonna say this every episode because at this point,
We are.
We're busy.
Big
We're gonna
facts.
get a groove of things, though. We got to be positive. We're
No,
gonna
we
get a
are.
groove of things. We're going to pick up on the consistency again.
But on a positive note, like we always come back. So I feel
Yeah.
like
We always come back. Come back a little late, but we're back. We're back.
listen,
A little late, but better late than never.
I lie. I true things up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh dear. Please make sure, you are following us on all of our social media platforms. It would be like greatly appreciated. Yeah, at CheyTea Podcast.
You know the vibes, friends. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch the visuals.
We'd greatly appreciate all of that.
Yeah.
You know the drill. So let's just get into it. So how you been, girl?
Honestly, I've been neutral. I've been chilling. I've been good. Everybody and their mother is announcing world tours, so like I don't know, I'm all frazzled, but I'm good. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
That's good.
Yeah, nothing exciting has happened recently just yet,
Oh, okay.
but I don't even remember what's been going on since the last time we filmed. So like I don't even know what to update the
A
people
lot. Everything's happened, so it doesn't really matter. I'm still here. Still directing and still getting really consumed by this like dance teacher director running a studio niche. It's hard. Um, yeah, but it feels good. Like I'm starting to
Not the look of wine.
I'm starting to feel great. We had a phenomenal first competition.
Yes, they did, and I was there, and 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I'm saying, big up to all my dancers, big up to the whole studio, because we're outside, duh. Yeah, my routines were looking fire. They set the tone.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a brief second?
Of
Like,
course.
yeah, like I know she's my sister, but like I'm very, very impressed and very proud. We're gonna give you a moment for us for a quick little hot second here. Like the growth and everything and the choreography and the attention is showing.
Amen.
And and I would be honest with you, and I'll tell you if it don't look too righted, but it looks good.
Amen.
And like the ideas are flowing and the kids are grasping. And I'm here for it. And I was very
Amen.
proud because I've never
Amen.
seen them like fully done. So it was nice to see them at competition like ready to go. And they look nice.
Fully done. You're so
Yeah.
Jamaican.
Yeah, that.
No, yeah, it's a very, very tough process sometimes, especially when you deal with like this generation of kids. Oh Lord have mercy. Love them all, but boy, it's a headache. But yeah, I just know like I know what it's supposed to look like, and I know that like if it dances the way it should dance, it'll do well, which is why I like, I'm very stern with my teaching. But yeah, my routines have been looking awesome. The routines in general at the studio is looking amazing.
Yes.
And big up my dance, upgrade you. That dance took me a while to finish. I was a little concerned with it, but we finished it and we finished strong, and it was like got first in the line.
That's the one I need to see because I only saw like when she was like still working on it, so I never got to see the full vision. And I'm excited for that one to see the full vision.
You know what I like too? I like when these judges A, they know what they're talking about, and B, I also like when they tell the dancers to acknowledge how blessed they are to have such a good choreographer. And like that's what one of the judges told them. And I'm like, do you hear that? Let me just rewind that back for you so you can hear that one more time. You should be blessed to have such a great choreographer. Like that was what they said to you. And you guys have the audacity sometimes to make my head hurt me. That's
And when they
crazy.
acknowledge hip hop and they say that like it's like how fundamental it is and how like it's
Mhm.
needed, and I
Mhm.
love when they actually acknowledge that because some people don't and they think that like hip hop is not like you don't need it and it's just there.
Mhm.
But it was nice to hear like that they acknowledged it and said like no, like it is needed and like the kids should be doing it,
It's
which is
essential
great.
for your
Yeah.
career in dance if you want to have a career in dance. So, yeah, they did an amazing job. And then, shout out to Concepts as usual
You
because
already
all the time, every day we
know.
outside. They are really, 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 really killing it as well and making my choreography look sick. So, big ups to them.
Yeah, we love them. We love
But
them
those
too.
kids, like, they have a special, special place in my heart because they're like professionals. I get challenged. Like, I get nervous, like with
Not the
them.
nerves.
I'm like, so what does it look like? Like, I'm like, do you guys like this? Like, do you like this? Like, did what I did was cool? Like,
Hmm.
I get a little nervous that they don't like it. So, but yeah, that's just me living my dance teacher dream.
Yeah. I've just lived the dancer dream, to be honest, friends. And then I like going to the competitions because it brings back memories of my competition days. So it's just really fun to be around the chaos.
Hmm.
I like it. What else happened? Argos auditions already happened. That went well. That went very well. So, looking forward to the new 2024 season. What else? Honestly, I think that's it.
I went to Guadeloupe.
Oh yes, big time Vegas dancer Guadalupe,
Yep,
the
yep, yep. Went to
outside.
Guadeloupe. That was actually really fun.
Minus the
Um,
food.
minus the oh my god, don't get me started.
$40 for a burger.
No, 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 no. That was just at the resort or where the hotel or villa,
Oh.
whatever you want to call it. Anyways, so Mr. Vegas had a performance at a festival in Guadeloupe, and I've never been there. I never even heard of that place, country in my life. Um, so we went. It was a vibe. It was great. Our villa was massive. It was beautiful.
Hmm.
The food at the villa was like maybe like a 4 out of 10.
Not Keith Lee.
But and then when it came to like food in general, like I all I ate was McDonald's and I felt so nasty. Like I felt so disgusted with myself. I was like, ew. Like all I could survive off of was McDonald's. There was nothing else for us to eat. It was just a McDonald. Every corner you
Not the
corner,
McDonald.
a McDonald. Everywhere you go, a McDonald. Like it was to the point where we were just like, yo, is McDonald's like is the McDonald's the sponsor of the
It's
country?
giving sponsorship.
Is it the capital of Guadeloupe? Because why
Oh
is it
my
on every
gosh.
corner there's a McDonald? Every corner there's a McDonald. I just don't understand. I don't get it. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
she would call me Big Aaliyah. I ate McDonald's again.
I was so angry and like but I couldn't eat anything else because like listen, call me bougie, okay? But what goes inside of me, I need to be aware of, okay? So we went we went to the breakfast because the breakfast was free at the villa. So we went to the breakfast. Girl, I walked in there and I just
Why
looked
are
at the
you ready to
food.
square up?
No, because I should fight. I just looked at the food and I'm like, why is there flies on the food?
Uh
And something looked like porridge, but it wasn't porridge.
oh. Mm-hmm.
And it was just giving stale. It was giving bird food.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, no, no, no. I crossed my arms. I said, I'm not eating that. And, you know, fellow dancers, people that are eating fruit. I'm like, if the fly can go on the bread, what makes you think that did not land
That's how you
on
pray
the
over.
fruit?
That's how you pray over the food, baby.
Nah, the fruit wasn't even fruiting, to be honest. So I was like, yeah, no, not gonna do it.
Not the fruit, not
Um,
fruiting.
so I sat my humble self down and I'm like, I'll just wait until we go on road. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. I devoured the McDonald's because I was so hungry, but like I sat down and I'm like, ew. Like I'm home now. I don't want to see McDonald's for the next 6 months. Like 6 months to a year. First of all, I don't even eat McDonald's like that. Once in a while I can yam a fries, but when I tell
Yeah,
you,
that's like a fries is different.
yeah, no.
Like a burger. Mm-mm.
Just I know I'm ranting about McDonald's right now, but anyways, the performance was great. I loved the setup. It was like a beach vibe, so we performed in water. They built the stage in the water, and
Oh,
then
they
like
built it in the water.
yeah, like the water,
Oh,
like
that's
it was in
sick.
the water, and then people were like, like the shallow end
End
of
of
the
like a pool.
beach. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the beach when you're like, you're walking into it,
Yeah.
like that
Like you dip your
area.
toes in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like that's where the people were, and then there was
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people behind them. So it was just people everywhere, crowd everywhere. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And yeah, I was dancing, I was going
Was it
off.
hot?
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. It felt so nice though, but it was hot. It was nice and hot and warm, and like the vibes were vibing, and the people really do like Mr. Vegas. Like they're like, Vegas, Vegas, picture, picture,
Oh yeah,
Vegas,
because they're Francais.
Vegas. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool.
Famous.
I felt famous. People were staring at us because we just look like we're from foreign. Um, so like yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I'm very privileged to be
Amen.
able to tour and go to different countries to perform. That's amazing. So
Amen.
give it to God and God alone, because God
Amen.
and God alone will do it
Amen
for
and amen
me.
and amen.
Amen. Yeah, so that was amazing to perform in front of thousands of people and be home in 2 days.
Felt like a real celebrity, didn't you?
I felt like a celebrity. I did realize on this trip though that I am very much I have separation anxiety.
She definitely does. Because why did she miss me?
Like I immediately I like
Uh,
the first day, like I can be open and honest here, right? The first day I cried. I don't know
no,
why
you didn't.
I started crying and I started laughing at myself.
I'm
Like every
screaming.
time I cry for like no reason, I ask myself, Shannon, why are you crying? So I just started crying and I was just like, I'm just looking up. I'm just like, why am I crying?
It's because you've never been to that place. I think
It's
that's why.
every time, yeah. Because when I went to Costa Rica, I cried.
Yeah. So it
Any
was somewhere new.
anytime I go somewhere new and I'm like not with my people, like my man, my sister, like my family, my
Mm-hmm.
mom, like anybody, like if I'm not with a familiar face, like yes, the dancers, like I know them, but that's you know what I mean. That's different.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh my gosh! First night, I'm just looking at the sky and start ball. And I like took a look at myself. I'm like, why you crying? Because you're gonna mash up your
Oh.
lashes. And then tutus. I'm just like the next day I was like, okay, like this isn't so bad. And then the next day I left. So like, why did you cry? It was a trip for all of 2 days. What you
Say
crying
it was
for?
a waste of the tears.
Oh, it was such a waste of tears. But
Uh,
yeah. So the next show is Dream Weekend, and Miss Nora did say she's pulling up. So
oh my God, they're going to
yeah, they're going to
Jamaica.
Jamaica. So
I don't even know if I can go because I think I have an Argos game that weekend, but I'm gonna double check because I have to go.
yeah, it's gonna be a vibes. I'm excited to perform in Jamaica. Like
Are you crazy?
that is gonna be nuts.
To sing "I Am Blessed" in Jamaica? Are you dumb?
Yeah,
And Managalis?
they're gonna start singing back with us.
Oh my gosh, Cheyenne!
Yeah, yeah. Dash, dash. I can't wait for the
Wow,
dash on the stage.
like you get to go to Jamaica.
I know, God.
Yes,
Or
sir.
won't he do it?
Listen, as long as I don't have no games, I promise you guys I'm going. Like I will be there. I don't know how much it's gonna be, and I'm not a Vegas dancer, but I'm going.
I lie. That's the next out of town show, but the next show's in May. So Sanchez, get your tickets if you'd like to come.
Boy, watch.
Booked and busy and blessed.
Look about celebrity status.
Booked and busy and blessed.
CheyTea podcast, get behind it, baby.
I'm saying.
I lie. Why be like this?
I don't know. Let's talk about these concerts because
Please, I beg.
Um,
Please.
yo, remember when like concerts cost like $200 and that was like
You could get like front row for $200.
yay, yeah,
You could,
maybe,
depending
like
on the
$5,
artist.
yeah.
Depending on the artist, you
But
could.
like a solid $200 for a ticket can get you like in the hundreds.
In the hundreds, yeah. Could get you a nice little view.
Yeah.
An artist, and you can nice little sound. And
Yeah.
you're booming. You're good.
And the nosebleeds were like $50, $56.
Yeah, $40
So,
if you're lucky.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that we are paying quadruple that,
Listen,
I'm seriously just asking, like, do y'all not know that like we don't got it like that?
like Ticketmaster, you know on Fix Up.
Oh my God!
Like, and then you want to have everybody and their mother going on tour at the same time.
Everybody's going on
Like
tour.
everybody. Where do we start?
Chris Brown, duh.
Duh. But that was a
Um,
given. He doesn't even count because we were going regardless.
I'm saying, if I ain't got it, I got it for
I
Chris.
got
To be honest,
because God got me. So
and God know how I feel about Chris Brown.
I'm saying.
So where there's a will, there's a way, there's a Chris. Um, yeah, Chris Brown, um, Usher, Justin Timberlake. We have the Hot in Here festival that's coming here with all those artists.
Yes.
Um, we have Tori Kelly going on tour. We have,
Yes.
did I say Missy Elliott?
No, we didn't even get
Missy
there yet.
Elliott and
Missy
Busta
Elliott.
Rhymes and Sierra are going on tour.
Yep. Sean Paul.
Sean Paul, Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
There's like almost a concert almost every day.
Literally for the whole summer.
For the whole summer, there's somebody here.
Chris Brown and the Hot in Here for the first Chris Brown tour happened on the same day. Like
it's insane.
The city's
like,
gonna be mud.
It's insane. It's literally insane. It's so much that's going on, which I'm so happy that like Toronto's getting this like summer. Like we love, and you can also tell too that like everybody's on road. Like Offset came here. Um, Everybody's on road right now because everybody knows like financially, like you got to make your money on the road.
Yeah.
So everybody's going on tour to get that money.
And I think during like especially like COVID, everybody's taking now full advantage of like now like we're outside.
Oh well, yeah.
So
because
like
COVID
we're trying
mashed
to
up everything.
yeah. So we're trying to make back all our money. So everybody's announcing a tour and everybody's going everywhere.
But I shouldn't have to sell a limb to be able to go to the.
No, like
to the
you want me to
concerts.
sell my firstborn pitney that I don't even have yet.
Like I'm saying,
like I don't
wait a minute.
understand. Like I'm looking, and then what upsets me is these resellers. Is that like you don't even get a chance to buy the first ticket?
No.
Like I didn't even get a chance to even put in my card. Not even my card number. I didn't even get a chance to put my first name before I go look, and it's talking about resale. And then the resale is triple the price of the original price.
Is it really people? Like is it really a resale? Like is that a person? Because how you get tickets so fast?
Well, because I've used the whole resale thing, so I've seen like people can put back their tickets on to Ticketmaster, and they do it a lot with like basketball games and stuff. But like, I don't know how they do it so fast, or like who's buying it, and like who's the robots, like who Ticketmaster. Answer my question.
Yeah, sometimes I just feel like that's not even real. Like I don't even know.
It can't be.
It can't. Like I don't even think it's real. Honestly I don't know.
But the prices make no sense.
It's too expensive, and
Like,
I ain't got it.
How did, for example, my friend got an Usher ticket in the 300 section for a bill 60. Why do I look back right now for the same section? It's almost $400.
Yeah, it's sick.
And then people are trying to tell me about this Usher. No, it's not.
It's sick. It doesn't matter who it is. It's sick. I'm not even gonna really watch you. I'm gonna watch your screen. Why am I spending so much money?
Okay.
They're honestly like it's getting ridiculous now. And then don't even get me started on the exchange rate. Everything's just trash. Like that's just the best way I can put it. Everything's just trash.
But we're paying for it.
I'm paying to see Chris Brown.
Yes.
And I will
definitely
do that. And I will go pay to see Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott's gonna have to just wait a little bit.
No, yeah, Missy's gonna have to wait a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna go see her.
I will sit comfortably in the 300 sections and watch the screen because I'll walk on. I don't have it to sit down on the floor. Chris Brown took all my money, to be honest. Like, there's only one person I'm seeing on the ground, and that's Chris Brown. Everybody else is gonna be high up in the sky, and it's
but it's your favorite. It's our favorite artist. So at the end of the day, like I'm gonna spend my money on my favorite artist to watch my favorite artist perform. Like everybody's like, yeah, like these are legends, but like I can watch legends from the 300 section. And still enjoy the concert and sing
not
with
Chris
you.
Brown, though.
No, not Chris Brown. No, that's different.
As long as y'all know, I am on the floor so the man can see me with my face while I'm smiling and singing everything word to word to him. He's gonna see me. You hear me?
The deluxe version of his album comes out tomorrow.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get a brand new album. You know that man has like 39,000 songs, so
and we're gonna listen to every single one of them.
Sure am, with a big old grin on my face. So yeah, concerts are wiling with their pricing,
but we're going regardless. So
we will have fun regardless.
Mm-hmm. What else has been going on?
There's too much that's going on.
I just feel like we're just playing catch up right now.
Yeah. We are in the middle of the season of where outside is getting warm. So, people are starting to act out and not to serious us, but just please be mindful of like what you're doing outside and don't take away the full joy that people are seeking when they're outside and they're going to these events. So if you do have like, you're feeling a little antsy, you're feeling a little angry, you're feeling a little violent, maybe
Just
stay
stay home.
home. Get a punching bag.
Talk to
That's,
God,
talk to God. That's healthy way. Talk to a parent if you have a parent,
friend,
a friend, an uncle, a nephew. Talk to somebody.
auntie, somebody, cousin.
But please leave you and your anger issues at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to rob the full joy that people are seeking.
People
All
spend
these,
money to go to
yeah,
these events. Like,
that part.
we just want to just have a safe environment. Like, it's come to the point where like we shouldn't be afraid to step outside
Yeah.
because we're afraid. Not even like like violence into the point where it comes to like like real violence. I'm just talking like simple even like fights. Like just keep it at home.
Yeah, like
Like
you
don't bring it
shouldn't you
outside. People
shouldn't
paid
want
money to come to these events. Let the people full dry themselves.
right. You shouldn't want to fight. Like there are people that are bubbling their waistline. Why do you want to fight? That shouldn't get you
Catch a
angry. Catch
bubble.
a bubble, catch a vibe,
Like
buy a drink.
listen to shove 'em on a pot,
I'm
baby.
saying, like, just pretend you're circling around the neighborhood. You're not actually
This
doing
one, like
it.
what do you
It's for the imagination. Leave it for the
imagination, the
imagination.
aesthetics.
Yeah, I just really want to say that because I just as we're talking about concerts, as we're talking about these
Yeah.
things, yeah, we just want to make sure that like we also put Toronto in a good place, that we're being represented and we're being
Yeah,
represented
and so
well.
people want to come back and hold a vibe,
Mhm.
Let the
Mhm.
people full dry themselves. Yeah, keep God
Mhm.
first.
Speaking of like Toronto getting a full like excitement,
Yeah,
so Keith Lee
I would like
showed
to
up.
say I've been watching that man way before he had 16 million followers. And this is when I need to start like actually like taking social media seriously and start like posting people that I used to watch beforehand.
Mhm.
But that man's been like since his Paw Patrol chair, if you know, you know. I've been watching that man, and God makes the right people famous, and he did that. And I hope and pray that the person that we see online is who he is, because that man came to Toronto and went to Scarborough, Ajax, Weston Road.
Yeah, he did a lot. And you know what I like about it too, that like almost like, break like warms up my heart and like brings a tear to my eyes, that like he's really listening to the places that people are saying to go to. It's
Yeah,
small business. They're black owned. One of them, two of them were black owned, I
yeah,
believe. And he's just like really, really like the Keith Lee effect is so real, and it's
very
so
real.
amazing to see for those people that need that uplift, that needed that miracle financially, that
Yeah,
are now getting that. And it's so amazing to see that how a black man can bring such people together in such a big crowd, and like positive energy, and just like him tipping, and like he's like, Canadians are so nice, which like we really
we
are.
really are. Yeah,
But just to see how everybody's coming together and just like cheering on, and even like supporting these
spots.
establishments,
Yeah,
it's so nice to see. And like that support is what's needed like all the time,
all around.
you know?
Because one thing like we have to remember is that one thing Toronto will do is stand up in a line.
Mhm.
That's one thing we will most definitely do, stand up in a
Mhm.
line. And the place that he went to, the most recent one, the Bahamian place, I actually wanted to try their food. But when you just read reviews on Google, sometimes it's not really enough. You
Mhm.
want to see a
Mhm. Mhm.
visual.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, no, well, now I can't go. I gotta wait till simmer down a little bit. But
Okay.
now, like, I can actually go because this, like, he gave those like very high ratings, and it was nice to see him trying like all different ethnic foods. And he even mentions in a couple of his videos that like Toronto has so many different groups of people where he's able to try a lot of different foods
Different foods
he
and
would have never
cultures.
had tried before if he didn't come to Toronto, which is nice to hear because we are a very diverse
Mhm.
um place to live in. So you'll
Mhm.
get food from everywhere in the world.
Mhm.
So it was just nice to see. And like he brings his sister along and like his whole family, and like it's just nice that he just keeps it within his own family to spread to even smaller families like his, or bigger families or small mom and pop shops like that.
Yeah, and the fact that like he doesn't go in there, and he doesn't like, make it known that like he's the one that's purchasing the food, just so that he
Yeah.
can give that honest review, I think is amazing.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it was really nice to see him do that, and it's really great to see Toronto coming together. So I hope that we continue to support these establishments,
Yeah.
these the restaurants, we tip well. And just making sure that like we support local. Like a lot of that was promoted during COVID, and I
Hmm.
think we should continue to do that. So it's great to see that he's doing that, and like shout out to him. for putting
Shout
all
out to
these
Keith Lee.
places on the
Thank
map.
you for coming to Toronto. Greatly
Yeah, come
appreciated.
back again now.
I'll lie. Eat some Jamaican food before you leave if you never leave yet.
I hope so. I hope that's what I'm waiting for.
Uh,
I'm waiting for the Caribbean
Actually,
review.
do you have a Caribbean restaurant that you would recommend him to go to? Because in my head, I don't really know where I would send him.
No.
Because a lot of people say the East End, but he's been in the East End already. So it's just like, I don't really have any in mind.
Um,
Nothing. Like the local Jamaica house on Queen Street is good.
like I could say like House of Jerk.
Yeah.
Um,
If you look at Curry good.
yeah, and I could say like Jamaica House.
Guys, we're terrible.
I could used to say Sugars, but Sugar closed down,
Big up
so
Sugar one time.
Uncle
If you
Deli's
know,
not
you
here,
know.
so like can't
A
even tell them I need
lie?
some oxtail from Uncle Deli. Yeah, I don't really know how to tell you, but we don't really have like a Caribbean spot, and I think that's like what's lacking. Like a true Caribbean
Like a real,
restaurant.
yeah, because I feel like with
Like
Jamaican food, you have to go to different spots for different dishes.
yeah, like there's different spots. Like there's spots,
Yeah.
but like a spot,
That you
like
can get everything where I don't have to go
yeah,
to one for jerk chicken and
yeah,
then one for
yeah.
curry goat and one for oxtail because you can't eat everybody oxtail.
Yeah.
So
So
you
like I
know,
remember like they were trying to say like Onyx was a good restaurant to go
Onyx is
to.
good.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think we need a spot. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people that man. I hope that your establishments gets booming and all them things there.
I'll I go eat the people that food. Yeah, and tip nicely.
Um so we're gonna have to talk about
I'm scared.
this whole Diddy
Oh
situation.
gosh.
It's a lot. It's kind of like way too much at some
It no,
point.
it's becoming
Um,
draining now at this point.
it's a lot, and I think that I feel like that there is a dark side in the music industry. I
Hundred
think it's
percent.
always been known that there's a dark side in the industry, in the music industry, and I think that now that dark side is getting surfaced, I wouldn't say surfaced, it's being exposed, I should say. That dark side of the music industry is being exposed.
Hmm.
And it's to the point now, it's like the higher ups are you do you really have the control that you think you have or you thought you had over shielding all the nastiness that's going on in the industry? And like with all of this information, what what are we going to do about it?
But like, I was watching a video earlier, and they were saying at this point, it's kind of like, is all of this information like, what do we even believe at this point
Right.
anymore? Because there's so many things that is happening, and so many things that are being released and coming out, and it's just like you don't really know like who's behind what and what is real and is like not saying he didn't do some of the stuff that they're saying that he did, but it's just a whole lot of going on, and it's just like. What is the truth exactly? Like, what did you do and what didn't you do? And who's helping you and who's been helping you and what is going on. Like there's so many things that have been happening and so many people coming out saying this, that, and the third. It's like pause, flag on a play. Can we go back to the first part?
Yeah, it's a lot. Like there's people like that were you know saying that there were people that were SWs.
Yeah.
They're calling Young Miami's name. They're calling 50 Cent's baby mother's name, and like 50 Cent was trolling. I shouldn't laugh, but like 50 Cent is really funny, and that man
A
is
lot of
like
people say anything he says they believe.
I honestly,
And I believe it too,
I
low
believe it
key.
too, and I don't think because 50 has always said certain things, and he's always said like I'm never going to no Diddy party. So I think there's
Yeah.
certain things that like let's be so for real. People know Wagwan, just like how we know certain things in the city. People know Wagwan in the industry. It's
Yeah.
just like to the extent to what you
And
absorb.
like not everybody I believe who's been to his parties have done anything, but I know that those people who've been to the parties know what has gone down at those
They know what's
functions.
going on.
Yeah.
Just like anybody, if it's in your area, your crowd, you know
Hmm.
what's going on.
Yeah.
So there's been so much. I don't think that everything is true, but there is truth to what has been said that has been happening.
Yeah.
Now my thing is what I don't understand is like why are people waiting to say something?
Because Diddy's very powerful. Well, he was at the time. And when you have a lot of money and you are at that stature, and especially in the music business, people don't want to say nothing. Money talks. So you don't know what he said or what they've done or what kind of talks they've had behind closed doors. So it's just like some people don't want to come out because they're like, well, it's just an example. He gave me $1 million to keep my mouth shut, so I'm not gonna say nothing. So you don't know what kind of conversations they be having. And at that time, Diddy was very powerful. You don't want to say nothing to him. Especially remember those little Danity Kane girlies? They weren't gonna say anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that he was. I feel like he still very much is
Yeah.
powerful. I just think now it's kind of like it. I think the stories like of just people being like, oh yeah, like I had an intern, I had a cousin that was an intern for him, and then he wanted to do, you know, um, appropriate, inappropriate activities with him, and my
Hmm.
cousin was a male, and it's like, okay, so like, why do you feel comfy saying this now when your cousin was an intern for him 5 years ago?
Because now everything is coming to light, and probably 5 years ago they didn't want to say anything.
But wrong is wrong,
Yeah,
right?
and wrong is wrong, no matter
And
5 years
right
ago or
now,
whatever.
maybe you do feel that comfort because you're able to expose because everybody else is exposing and
Yeah,
everybody else is pointing a finger.
yeah,
But my thing is like, is it really authentic? Is it really, you know what I mean? Is it really that, or are you just hopping on the band? Well, I
yeah.
wouldn't say bandwagon, but you're hopping on the exposed Diddy train.
Yeah, some people I feel like they might be doing that just because they see other people exposing Diddy, so they're like, "Oh, something might have happened. Maybe not to that degree, but something may have happened." So they're like, "Let me just run with this story, just because everybody else is saying something, so they'll believe me too." So I feel like there is some like pick me's and some let me just jump on the Diddy train, and then there's actually, of course, some real life victims who have experienced some real life things from Diddy.
Mm.
So at this point, because there's so many things happening, I don't even know like what is what and
What's
like
the truth from
what's
what's
the
not?
truth from what's
Mm-hmm.
not, and it's so hard to keep up because the man's still roaming the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So currently right now all we have is word of mouth
Mm-hmm.
and what the media is putting out. We
And
don't have and
investigations.
investigations. We don't have any concrete evidence that he did this and he is doing this
Mm-hmm.
because he's just chilling.
He's done and is doing something.
Yeah.
That's something that like I think we can say he has done and or is doing something.
Mhm.
I think that's very evident, and the next thing that's very evident is that he is very powerful.
Yeah.
So a powerful man has powerful opportunities and has powerful people around him
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
you know, he can either abuse his power or he can whatever, but at the end of the day, I just think everybody knows what's going on, and it's kind of like the R. Kelly situation, and I wholeheartedly think that, you know, what happened with R. Kelly, I blame also the parents,
Mhm.
because the parents knew what was happening and they took hush money. So you are just as bad, and you should be in. I don't like to wish jail on nobody, but you should be in jail.
Yeah.
Um, but this is given much like very much R. Kelly. I don't know. I don't trust. I don't. I don't know if it's going to be the extent where R. Kelly is like in jail with Diddy. I think
Yeah.
Diddy is extremely powerful, so I
Yeah.
don't know if
I
that's
just
gonna
think R.
happen.
Kelly's situation was just a little bit different because he was just like not just, but he was a pervert. So like it was a
So,
lot.
but right now, so is Diddy.
You know he is, but Diddy's like Diddy did a whole lot of. R. Kelly is just nasty and pervert.
But there's a lot of things that like that are given the nasty and
I think
pervert
Diddy's
vibe
worse, low
from
key.
yeah. So that's what I'm trying to
That's what
say.
I'm saying. Like,
I just don't know if Diddy is like, I think because Diddy is still has the money. Remember, like R.
yeah,
Kelly didn't have the money to continue to
yeah,
protect him.
he didn't really have the funds like that.
So Diddy has that, and
Yeah,
Diddy has hands and people that are high up
and
in
as
this
much as
industry.
his name, sorry, might not be in certain things, he still has access
His
to
name is
those
up
things.
there.
Yeah,
So
like in shares of things, and like he even posted on his Instagram that I saw, and he's like "Bad Boys for Life," and it was like a clip of a video of his from '97, and I'm like, sir,
no, it was a victory. So he's trying to
yeah,
like make it allude that he's like won in some way.
yeah,
And like we don't know what he's winning. We have no idea. But at the end of the day, it's just
and
like
he could also just be trolling.
that too. At the end of the day, we just know he's very powerful and he has a lot of money.
Hmm.
And I just hope that doesn't that the money and power doesn't deflect from his actions and like the
Yeah,
consequences that he has to eventually face.
I hope not, because money talks in this industry.
Very much
So,
so.
but
Just to update, we kind of have a little. I think in this dance industry, there's a lot of ditties.
bye.
Um, I'm just saying. I wanted to acknowledge the dancers that this summer that had to go through what they went through with their legal battle against a particular dancer choreographer in the city,
Mhm.
and they announced, this is public information, that they won the legal battle,
Mhm.
and that said person has to pay their legal fees, and that the the silence is not going to be silenced. And you know what? I think what spoke volumes is that, like, in the same breath that this was announced, this person was announcing that he's done movement coaching and directing for an artist, and like showing like clips of dancers with him, or not with him, but dancers on tour dancing for said
Mhm.
artist that he's has done movement coaching, directing, and like choreography for.
Mhm.
And the problem that continues to be the problem in this industry, in the dance industry, in the Toronto dance industry, is that like people know what's going on, but just don't say anything.
Yeah.
And they think if they don't say anything, then they're not getting involved, or they're not making things messy, or that's not my business to tell. But how is it not your business to tell when like it's an industry that you're a part of? If see how we can like sit down and talk about Diddy,
Yeah.
and we can say like that's wild, that's
Mhm.
crazy, like I wouldn't X, Y, and Z, I can't believe this is happening. If you can if you can determine what's right from wrong, why can't you determine that when it's happening right in front of you?
Because people think that if they say certain things about certain dancers, choreographers, mentors, or whatever the case may be, they'll lose out on future opportunities to, um, like work with. Like if, say, for instance, a choreographer is like a not artistic director, sorry, movement coach, choreographer for like a big celebrity. Some dancers might feel like they might lose out on an opportunity in the future with that choreographer if they say something.
But this, okay.
It's not a valid
No,
reason.
I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying, but this person in particular is not working with no big time choreographer, and is not out there like that.
Yeah.
He's not, and
Yeah.
that's no disrespect
No, no
to
tea, no
his
shade.
established, or what he's established, or
Yeah.
his credentials. Like, there's no disrespect to him.
No.
But my question is like,
Like,
there's
why
it
not say
doesn't
anything?
give it doesn't give somebody who is of a higher authority, and you don't want to say
For you
something
to feel
because they
threatened
can,
by.
yeah, to feel
Yeah.
threatened by, or they can like they can determine whether or not you have a career in dance.
Yes.
Said
Yeah.
person is not up there like that.
Mhm.
It's just you are being an ally. What, and your silence is what makes you an ally. You just being like, well, I'm not, yeah, I didn't X, Y, and Z, is just you being an ally. You knowing that that's like your homie that you're bringing around because you don't have a problem with them, or they might have told you something on the side, or they might have told you their version. And hey, let's be honest, and let's be for real, and let's be realistic. There are always two sides to a story.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's facts. There's two sides. When you go to court, when you have to go sit down and talk to somebody, you tell your side, and then the other people will tell their side, and then you have a judge or a jury that decides on which side is telling the truth.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to take that away, but the sides are adding up that seem to be more aligned with the truth than said side from this person and this individual.
Yeah.
And y'all know that, but you're still going to linger around this man, knowing what's being said about this man. That to me is so weird. And like, these are like people that are like really like respected, and it's not like I'm looking at them sideways, because at the end of the day, I don't need to look at you sideways in any way. There's one particular person I'm definitely looking at sideways, because like he should just know better. But the others, I'm just like, okay, well, I can't find an excuse for you, but like, was this opportunity that important for you to neglect your morals and the morality of the situation, and said dancers that who look up to you, that take your class, that speak with you, that book privates with you? Is that the kind of leadership you want to lead with? Or the leadership that you're trying to lead is by doing the right thing and being like, listen, I don't need to align with this person. This gig is not that worth it. It's not worth it to me that much for me um to neglect my integrity.
Some people just don't care. It's really just it. Like there's no like deeper
They
thing
don't
to it. They don't
care.
care and they just rather just ignore it and just do what they want to do. Because if you cared and if you wanted to say something, you would just say it and do something
But the thing is, like,
about it.
the people that say that act like they don't care have the most to say behind the scenes.
Yeah, because people like to talk and gossip.
They have the most to say and chat behind the scenes. Like, let me tell you something right now. If you don't know this already, if you think people are not chatting you, they are chatting you. They're just not telling you to your face.
Yeah.
There are people who chat me that don't tell me to my face. But guess what? I don't care because those are people that don't align with me. They're not my peoples. They're not my brethrens. If you saw somebody
If
that
you can chat me but can't text me, you don't know me.
it shouldn't. No, some of them can text you and they'll still chat you to your face. That's the crazy part.
That's true.
It's just knowing who you can trust and who you can't. And
Yeah.
I've said this like loud and clear. In this dance industry, there are just a certain few people that I actually like trust and like I mess with. There's the rest of them I'm just like, keep it cordial, keep it cute, keep it over there. Because they like people are so afraid to say things that they're saying behind closed doors. This conversation that we're having right now has been had multiple times.
Way too many times.
Multiple
And we've
times.
had this
with
conversation
so
on this podcast.
everybody that is listening to this podcast knows what I'm talking about because they've had conversations about it with their brethren and with the people them. And then want to be mixed up and ask the people them what's going on with said person. Why you're still working with said person? Make that make sense. Make it make sense.
Shantae's getting hot.
No, I'm getting hot because I just don't understand. Like, it doesn't make no sense to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And people, like I said, people are gonna do what they want to do. People are gonna talk how they want to talk. They're gonna talk it, and they're gonna just not care and continue to move that
Hypocrite
way.
talk. Sorry to cut you. Hypocrite talk. Because there's one thing for sure and two things for certain is that your integrity and your reputation is all you have in this dance industry.
Yeah.
Please remember that. No matter what it is that you say, I could have a reputation of she seems intimidating or she's not so nice or like she doesn't like too many people. Yeah, I don't like too many people because they're fraudulent. And you are going to soon find out why you shouldn't like them either. And 2 2s later, sometimes people will be like, I see why I shouldn't mess
You know
with
many
that person.
situations I've been in where people have told me, you know what, Aaliyah, I probably shouldn't have talked to so and so. And I'm just looking at them like, didn't I tell you that? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say so and so would talk your business? Didn't I say so and so would chat behind your back and then come to you and you guys are besties?
Oh my
Like,
God.
you know how many times that's happened? Like, and they don't care. And sometimes, and like the saying goes, who don't hear must feel. And guess what?
Yeah, y'all are gonna
You
start
feel.
feeling.
And you're gonna continue to start feeling if you continue to behave this way. And sometimes it's okay to just stand up for what is right and like what is like deserves to be like, you know what, this isn't right. And like it's okay for you to say that sometimes.
Stop chasing the gig, bro.
Not
the gig
everything
is
you
not
have
that,
to do.
The gig is not that important. The gig is not that important. I promise you. It's not that important. That little dega $250 you're getting is not that important. Sometimes less. It's not that important. Your morality and your integrity is not that important to jeopardize over a $250 gig. I'm so sorry about it. No, I'm not sorry about it. It's not worth it.
You'll get another one.
And you're going to soon find out. You guys are going to soon find out. And when you find out, I'm going to be right here telling you, I told you so. You know what's so funny? Is that I have said something about a certain person. And I'm not going to continue to keep talking about this. But I have said something about a certain person and how, like, the appropriation is loud. Loud. And you know what I find funny? Is that certain people have said the exact same thing and are standing beside said person and promoting said person, but yet you were just chatting said person and agreeing with the appropriation that we were talking about just said last week. But now
not the last
said
week.
person is your dogs. I cannot stand the phoniness in this industry. And to me, it's like, yo, I get it. Maybe you changed your mind.
That's okay.
That's fine. But your energy shouldn't have been so strong for you. Just change your mind like J. Cole. You can't do that.
Hey, loud J. Cole. Sometimes in certain things, when you when you do something, sometimes when you realize it might not be the best idea, you kind of want to run that back.
Well, guess what? A lot of you guys are running back like J. Cole right now because a lot of you guys had a lot to say, was heavy in my ear, being like, yeah,
I'm
you're right, blah, blah,
screaming.
blah. And now I'm the only one standing on the hill because now that's your
No,
brethren.
no, me too.
No, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm standing on
You're
that.
dumb.
I'm standing on it.
You're
And like
dumb.
certain people do certain things and I just look and I laugh and I don't say anything and that doesn't discredit the person if they're nice and if they're actually nice people because you some people just don't do anything directly to me, but when I see and I peep stuff, I'm like,
And it's okay to be like, you know what, like I just don't want to be in problems with people. And that's fine. That's fine.
But you have an opinion
But
and
it's not a
standing up is
problem.
not a problem.
It's not a problem.
It's not an issue.
You can still be cool with somebody and be like, I just don't agree with what you're doing. You look foolish, but like we don't have no problem. I just don't agree with what you're doing.
Yeah, and if as long as what you're doing don't affect me,
that's fine.
That's fine.
But some of you feel like
life.
Some of you feel like because you have an opinion on someone, knowing that they're doing something wrong, you feel like if you state that opinion, you are being problematic. No, you are not.
You're not.
You are stating your opinion. Opinions are not facts. At the end of the day, it's still your opinion, right?
Exactly.
Granted, my opinion is my opinion. This person doesn't see my opinion as a fact, and they're going to continue to do what it is that they want to do. They are very much entitled to do so.
Very much
but
so.
You are not a problematic person by stating an opinion, knowing or thinking that maybe they're doing something that doesn't align with you.
Yeah.
But you still think they're a cool person. You should now also not be a fake individual and chat that person behind their back and then smile in their face.
Yeah.
Because that's very much what? Fraudulent. So don't do that.
But they'll do it.
All of y'all are doing it. And it's nuts. It's nuts.
We've all been guilty of doing that at some point in our dance careers. I've done it before. And and I realize that's probably not the best idea, but as you get older you realize that like you don't have to be in every room, you don't have to be at every gig, you don't have to be everybody's friend, not everybody's gonna like you, and it is what it is. You can be the nicest person in the world, but somebody will find something that they don't like about you, and they'll have an opinion about you no matter what. So like when you learn to accept that and you learn to be okay with that, you won't need to find validation. You won't need to suck up to people, and you won't need to talk ish behind somebody's back, but then friend them up in their face and
to get
promote.
The gig.
Yeah, to get the gig and to promote what they do just because you want a gig or just because you want to stay on good terms. You won't have to do that, and you won't have to do that for the people who matter. And that's it.
That part.
You won't have to do that for the people who matter to you and the people who actually mess with you and who mess with your craft. You won't have to do all of that. You don't have to be fake or phony or anything like that. The true folks who matter and who are outside and who are doing the things that they're supposed to, those are the ones you should stay close by too.
And the ones that are just like consistent, with their energy, like consistent with their energy. They don't change. They don't change energy like they change panty. That's just like really what you have to think about at the end of the day. Is because like consistency is key. And when you lack consistency, it's going to show. And someone's going to be hesitant on working with you because you lack consistency.
And especially watch how these people treat other people too.
I'm saying, and remember, people remember everything.
Yep.
People remember everything. And some people hold resentment and some people do not know how to let things go. You also have to remember that when you're picking and choosing, when you want to be problematic or when you want to be truthful or when you want to stand on business, just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, right over Yesa, keep it in the back of your mind. And don't say I didn't tell you so.
Oh, gosh.
Staying on that. Boy, oh boy. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest, but...
This is what we're here for. We're here to talk things. We're here to vent. We're here to talk. We're here to discuss the things and state our opinions. That's what the point of the CheyTea podcast is. I'm saying vibes, friends. Like and subscribe.
I can't stand you. So just briefly, quickly, I refer to J. Cole because J. Cole changed his mind on the beef.
Listen, man.
Listen, the man.
Listen, man. You allow J. Cole not too much. Not too much on Cole.
Let me start throwing stones, even though I'm living in a glass house.
Not too much on J. Cole.
Actually, never mind. You know what? I take it back, young man. Honestly, like, all jokes aside, if this is for like the betterment of his mental health and like
I believe
his spirit, I believe him. Like I get what you gotta get. Like
because sometimes you be ready to react and you get hot and you start doing things that is out of your character, and then you sit down and you talk to yourself or you talk to God and you say, wait a minute. This ain't me.
but he talked to God as he clicked go. And upload,
he did.
Which maybe you should have thought about uploading beforehand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He jumped a little too quick.
Like the man moved a little way too quickly.
Way too quick.
And he's like, oops, let me just try to take that back.
Psych. Let me run
Might
that
delete
back.
it later. Sir, it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah, no, I think that like a lot of people, like, you know, I listen to podcasts and stuff like that. So like I was listening to Rory and Maul was hot. Maul was cussing. He was like, I'm dashing away everything J. Cole.
Stop.
And
That's a little dramatic.
you know, and then like I listened to a Joe Budden podcast and I'm like getting into it. And
Same.
they're just like pretty much saying that like this is not hip hop. Like obviously, like, you know, nobody is thinking that this is gonna get to a point where there's violence or like people like, you know, people can get hurt or anything like that. This is just a part of hip hop, and beef is beef.
Yeah.
And you know, you throw shots in your rhymes and you're rapping, and like that's what you're supposed to do. Kendrick came at y'all because like Kendrick was, you know, he's taking the subliminals. You know what I'm saying? So now he's responding and he's like, I'm gonna let you guys know I hear what you're saying, but oh wagwan, that's not it.
Yeah.
So then like J. Cole didn't have like, maybe J. Cole could have just went in the booth and just let it all out. And then maybe like somebody in his team would have been like, okay, you know what? That's not the energy you're on, so just leave that aside.
Yeah.
But you uploaded it, then go on stage
And
then
take it back.
I'd be like, oops, I take it back.
I'm sorry.
Can you imagine?
No, you should have held it. And you see that, like, I get it, but then I'm also just like, nah, brother, you released that. Stand on that.
Stand on what you said.
Stand on what you said. You can apologize, but still say it. Like, I stand on what I said, but like, maybe I shouldn't have jumped the gun if that's how you feel.
Yeah,
but stand on it.
Stand on all 10 toes, sir. Right now, the man's standing on 4. So, like, I'll walk
Not the
on.
4.
Listen, have you ever like? I wouldn't say like picked a fight, but have you ever like been in a beef or like been in some type of situation where you're just like, never mind?
Yes, every time I try to send a text and I want to cuss and I just backspace. Yeah.
Saying every time
pretty often.
you be arguing with your man.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to, and then I just have to calm down. And like, sometimes I'll hang up the phone and I get cheese, and then I start cussing, and then I start venting, and then I start asking God why. And then I just let it go. Most of the time, I will say, like, I don't say things that I don't mean. And if I say what I said, I meant what I said. Yeah. I try my best not to pass my place. That's why, like, I'll usually like hang up the phone and say, like, okay, bye, and then let it all out, and then I'll call you back. And then be able to say what I really wanted to say. But I don't think I've ever, like, sent it out, then wanted to backtrack.
Yeah, no. I've never, I've been in positions where, like, in the heat of the argument, I've said something that I didn't mean to say, and it would be, like, anger that would, like, be the root of the tone and that energy. But, like, I've never, like been in a beef with somebody or like in something with somebody and I'm just like, never mind.
No, I say what I said.
Because it's like at the end of the day, like I don't want to look like an idiot. Like,
absolutely not.
I'm here. I might as well stay here. What do you see where something may not be worth your time and energy? Yes. So I could say something to you. I said what I said. I don't need to go back on it. I think you look like boo beautiful and that's that. I don't need to continue to engage. No, like, there's no beef. No. It's just I said what I said.
And I meant what I said.
And like, if you'd like me to say it again, I can.
Yeah.
But yes, I said that I don't like the fact that you do X, Y, and Z.
But have you noticed, like, with these, like, the majority of the people who are really in beef, like, they don't really say much. Like, when Drake's in beef, he don't say much.
Yeah.
Like, he said, but, like, I feel like he
said a lot with Meek.
Oh, yeah, that beef was loud. And they're both on that level. Like, Meek Mill might be dark skinned, but he's very much so on that light skin level. So I think that's why theirs was very loud. Because Meek was right there.
I think Drake was on tour, and I think Drake is petty boots. Like, don't
very much
petty boots. Okay, Drake is petty boots. Drake has something, and everybody has said that like this is going to continue. I just think the reason why like J. Cole bowed out is because the beef wasn't really about him. Yeah. And I think that like he kind of like stuck up for his friend and then realized, okay,
maybe this is not my battle.
Yeah, maybe I should just let my friend handle this one because like this isn't my battle. Yeah. I think that's like later on. That's like when like you choose to be your friend's enemy, or to have the same enemy as your friend, and then your friend makes up with that person and now you look like an idiot.
Now you look like boo-boo the fool.
I feel like that's what J. Cole's sensing. Like, I don't really have a beef with you. I don't really have a problem with you.
So I don't really know why I even said what I was saying.
I don't even know why I was talking to you, the energy that I was talking in. So, but like again, this is hip hop, and like millions of people are watching you. So
yeah, the girlies are fighting too. got like,
Maybe you shouldn't like, JT and Young Miami
yeah,
just
just
cussing each
going
other
at
on
it.
Twitter, like they don't have each other's numbers. But
And I'll just,
I've been guilty of doing that too, so I
yeah,
can't
but
even
like
sit
when the
down here.
girlies fight, it's just so weird. All we know how to do is call each other names. Like that's all we do. Like I don't understand.
Well, what else is there to fight about?
Yeah, but like, what are we fighting about?
Right. There's no substance to the fight, so I might as well just call you a name and talk about your head top, talk about your wig.
Like, and then there was Cardi B and that Raymonte, but then they try to drag Ice Spice in it too and try to make them fight. Then it's too much.
It was
It's
just too
too
much
much.
argument and beef on the internet.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Like,
we're in April, guys.
yo, the year is
April.
hearing, and we're not even in 6 months in yet. Relax.
Like, settle down. Oh
Relax.
my gosh. Drink
Relax.
little tea and rest your front.
Mm-mm. Calm down. We still got the rest of the year to
Like, we
go.
have a lot to get through still, friends.
Hmm.
Settle down.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, that was mm, very interesting. Um, Lastly, I just wanted to talk about this topic because I was obviously anytime I talk about a topic or something that's on my mind, I'm on TikTok.
yeah, facts.
So, this girl said that she was very much in a point of her life where she felt desperate for love.
Hmm.
And she started to talk to individual, and she said that she met the individual, call it April 1st, and by today, April 10th, they're in a relationship.
Hmm.
And she said, maybe I was naive, or maybe, I just was sprung, but she's like, I believe in love at first sight. So that's what I thought it was. So long
Hmm.
story less long, she starts dating this individual, and they last about, I think she said, like 3 weeks of dating. She said they, were intimate with each other. Bam bam, thank you ma'am. And now she's like, I feel like I'm gonna miss my period, is what she's trying to say.
Hmm.
So then, the conversation of like what a future looks like starts to be discussed, and said person is the man is just like, I'm just a free spirit, live day by day kind of vibe. I'm not really thinking about the future. I'm not really looking at down
Yeah.
the line. I'm looking at the present. I'm looking at right now.
Hmm.
And she's just like, okay, well, say this were to happen, like what would that look like for you?
Hmm.
And he's like, that's not something I want right now, so that can't happen.
That's crazy.
But she's like, but like, we're laying down together and we're doing the things that you do to let that happen.
Hmm.
So why would you not want that to happen when you're doing that to make that happen? That doesn't make no sense.
Hmm.
You can't not want to ride a bike and you're riding a bike. That makes no sense. So after that, he just like dragged her for her money, put her down, and then dumped her.
Oh.
So now she's in a position of like, did I move too fast? Is this a girl I could have told you type of scenario? And if she is indeed pregnant, what does she do?
Oh gosh.
So now this is where I come back to you.
Oh gosh.
It's a lot.
That was that's a wow.
That's a mess.
That's a situation.
And this all was like happened within a month.
That's a spill on aisle 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. That's a we gonna need more than a
Spill on
mop.
aisle 5.
We're gonna need more than a
Clean up
mop for
on aisle
this.
7.
Jeez. I don't even know. Like, I wanna say it is here's the thing. I wanna say it is and I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I understand that some might believe in the whole love at first sight situation.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you might believe that in the first 3 weeks that that you met somebody that like this is going to be your forever person. Like you can have that in the back of your head, but I also feel like we still need to move accordingly
Mm-hmm.
and not get too excited and jump the gun. Because I'm definitely the type of person that when I'm dating, I date to marry. Like I'm not just dating you because I feel like I want to sit down and have a cup of tea with you and some crumpets. Like we're not here for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm here to look for my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, when I was younger, it's a different story. But I feel like she said, she was desperate for love. So I feel like she went into a situation expecting a certain outcome and she never got that. So I feel like because of that first interaction and the what she had in the back of her head on what she was looking for, she moved too quickly.
Mhm.
And then realized when she was starting to get to know this person and all the things that she didn't know prior to that, wait a minute, these are some flaws and some red flags that I ignored 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And now that are starting to come out. So it for me it's an I told you so moment because it's like, Miss Girl, you don't know anybody in 3 weeks.
My thing was like, what's the rush?
That too.
Like, I understand that like you don't want to like waste your time in dating someone
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, you like you said, you're dating to marry, and
Yeah.
that's great. You want to get to know someone, and as long as like that person's on that same vibe too of like, listen, I don't want to waste time, and I want to see where it takes
Yeah.
us. But yes, like I am looking for my forever person, and I'm looking for
Yeah.
my
But
forever
let's
person.
hang out.
So let's get to know each other to see if
Yeah.
we are forever for one another.
Yeah.
You don't need to rush just to say you have a man.
No,
And
you
I feel
don't.
like that's like what she admitted to saying, which I appreciated with her telling this story was like, yo, I was desperate for love. I wanted someone to love me the way that
Mhm.
I loved other people, and I was
Yeah.
that part of my life was lacking. But
Mhm.
like, it is a I told you so moment, because it's like, girl, what is the
Yeah.
rush?
But
Like,
there's no rush, and I feel like especially, and there's always the person that they're the right person, just not for you.
right.
So they could have had all the green flags, but that person was just not for you. So you have to tread lightly and be careful and make sure that just because this person is giving you all the green flags, that they still might not be for you.
Think smart and move wisely.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Like you can date and hang out with this person and feel like that could be your forever person, but you don't know anybody in 3 weeks.
You don't.
You
And you
don't.
got to take your time. And it's like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if this person is supposed to be here forever, and if this person is somebody that you want to be, spend the rest of your life
Enjoy
with,
it.
enjoy every moment that you have and take time to get there. Because you're
Yeah.
not going to get to forever in a month.
Yeah.
And you don't need to rush. Just take your time. If something is for you, it'll be it'll be for you.
And
It'll,
you'll know.
and you will know. If something is not for you, you will know. You can't force something to be for you. And there's a difference if there's something like you're in a relationship and there's like you're in a point in your relationship where you need to fix or like respark the spark.
That's a
That's
different
that's a
situation.
whole
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah.
But if you didn't even get there yet and you're a month in and this is what you're doing, you have to evaluate yourself and ask you, and the reality is, are you even ready to be in a relationship?
Mhm.
Because the way how you're moving, you don't understand the magnitude and the steps that needs to be taken in order for you to have a successful relationship. You can't just force a relationship.
Yeah. So like how long are you comfortable with? Like when you're getting to know somebody. Like I know you've been practically married at this point.
Not married, I need my ring,
I
but
said
yes.
practically.
Yes, I hear you. Yes, no problem.
For, like how do you like when is the right time? Like when did you feel comfortable and you were confident and you're like, "You know what? This is it for me." Like I knew you're extra and dramatic and you knew like on the first date. But
No, yeah. I
like
think when I really
genuinely like felt it.
felt it in my soul, like was like a year in. Mind you, we were dating. I
Yeah.
think we started dating 9 months after, like we made it official after 9 months of dating. Yes, I know that's a long time, but I was just very
Don't judge
protective,
anybody.
very protective
Thou shalt not judge.
of you know what I'm saying. And like he was my person, so like I was cool. But yeah, I would say like anywhere between 6 months to a year, you kind of know. At that 6 month mark, my feelings started to like
They were starting to get
they were
strong because
starting
now
to,
you're genuinely starting. You're
yes.
genuinely starting to get to
So
know
I'm
this
starting
person
to
now.
like really like him.
Yeah.
And then we went on vacation. No, that was a year after. Yeah, the year after we went on vacation, and I wanted him to tell me that he loved me. And I was just waiting for him to tell me. He didn't until we got back. And I was like, Kate, Negro, you couldn't tell me this on the beach.
Be patient.
Right. But yeah, because like, yeah. So I think that I knew at a year that like this was the man I wanted to spend forever with.
See? That sounds about right.
But I took my time. Like, yes, when I met him, I was like, this man is mine and I'm going to take
That's
him.
different. There's stages to the this
Right.
man is mine though.
Yes,
Because
but-
you have the very beginning stage
Right.
and then you get the middle because then you start to get to know somebody. You start to get
Yes.
to know their likes and their dislikes and what irritates them.
And then you start to grow fond. Like the
Yeah.
heart grows fonder for said person.
Yeah.
So like I would say like I knew by a year that he was my person. Like I knew a year in.
Because you can backtrack on all the things that you guys
Yes.
did during that
Yes.
year and like
Yes.
what you liked and what you didn't like. You don't know that in 3 weeks.
No,
Do
there's
you
no
know the
way.
man's shoe
There's
size?
absolutely no way that I would have known every like in 3 weeks we were still like getting to know each other and like we weren't even there yet. We were just like very in the lust of liking each other.
Of
Like,
course.
we like this new thing. I very much was enjoying this new person in my life.
That's very much a physical attraction
It
because
was
now like
yeah.
I like how you look on the
Yeah.
outside.
It was a physical attraction, but our deep connection wasn't until like a year.
Yeah.
So I just think sometimes when you're desperate, like you have to just focus on like, is this going to be a temporary thing, or if you really want to make this forever, take your time with it.
And sometimes it's not even desperate. Sometimes you just get excited. And like you just want something so badly that like you think that like
That's desperation.
as soon as it comes it's like, okay, this is it.
Mhm.
No, it's not.
Mhm.
It might not be it.
Take your time.
Because listen, just take your time.
Take your time. That's what I would say is take your time.
Be still and take your time.
Mhm.
And just know when you know somebody, you'll know the feeling. It sounds so cliche, but you'll know.
Yeah. Or you're gonna just be left with that. And again, like if somebody is for you, they will take their time with you. There's no rush for anything in certain times. Depends, obviously,
Yeah.
in the scenario of what we're talking about. But yeah, I just wanted to end with that topic because I wasn't too sure.
Make a secret code with the Lord and make them and tell the Lord that you know you want that man to say that particular thing, and then you'll know.
Amen.
Listen, make it happen.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the CheyTea podcast.
Thank you for listening to us ramble. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it so much. You know the drill. Continue to follow us on all social media platforms at CheyTea Podcast.
Like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you click the notification bell so you're notified every single time the visuals upload, my friends.
Yeah, even if it's every 3 weeks, just make sure
Listen,
you're notified, okay?
Just be there.
Just
okay?
be there. Just
Just
show
stay
up.
there. And just be nice.
Thank you so much for watching. Lord. Adios, muchachos.
Yeah,
That's
you
it,
said it right. Yeah.
Hey, andale.
Mama, iya. Uh-oh.